In this tutorial, we will learn about how to create an array of structures. So first we are considering a normal structure with the tag as student, and it has three members which are name, class and marks. So name is of type string, class is of type integer and marks is of type float. So in order to use them, first we need to create structure variables. So we will open our main function int main and open the curly brackets. And first thing what we need to do is declare structure variables. So you write the keyword struct, then you write the name of the structure, and then you can declare your variables like this s1 comma s2 comma s3. But for example, if you want to declare multiple structure variables in single attempt, there is a concept called array of structures. So you can declare them in a single shot as you do for normal data types. For example, if I write just s of 3, it will automatically create three structure variables for me, which are s of 0 and s of 1 and s of 2. So three structure variables will be created for me automatically. And this is the advantage of array of structure, that we need not declare separate variables every time. You can just declare s of 3 and 3 automatically variables will be created. And because in array numbering starts from 0, that is why I have written s of 0, s of 1 and s of 2. If you want more variables, you just change the size of this. If you want, for example, 10 structure variables, instead of 3 just write 10. So now what we'll do is we'll try to initialize these structure variables, because variables have been created but no values have been assigned to them. So we can try to run one for loop, and using that for loop we will try to assign them those values. So we can write one for loop to enter structure values. So we'll write one for loop. We'll take a temporary variable I and I'll run it from I equal to 0 to I equal to 2. So I'll write the condition till 2, and every time I'll increment, so I plus plus. Then open your curly brackets and you write down printf. So three members are there, right? So I'll ask the user to enter them. Enter, I'll write enter name, comma class and marks of student. I'll write percentage d, and I will replace that percentage d with I plus 1, because if three students are there, I want to display something like enter name, class and marks of first student 1, then student 2 and student 3. But because here I is starting from 0, I wrote I plus 1 so that it will display student 1, and then I will store those values using scanf. So first the name is being entered, so first format specifier is percentage s, then class is being entered which is int type, and then marks which is float, so percentage f. So first variable we will store it inside name, so and s of I dot name, comma second one will be and s of I dot class, and last one will be and s of I dot marks. So here and actually signifies storage, so whatever first thing you will enter, that will be stored inside s of I dot name, okay, s of I dot class. So here dot operator we need to use, dot name, dot class and dot marks, and first I value will be 0, so all the values which are entered will be stored inside s of 0, that name. So every variable, that is s of 0 will have name, class and marks, s of 1 will have name, class and marks, and s of 2 will have name, class and marks. So total 9 values you need to enter. And after you have entered all the values, we will write one more for loop to print those values. So for we'll write one for loop to display the structure array values. So whatever is stored in s of 0, s of 1 and s of 2, you can write one more for loop to display them. So you can write from int I equal to 0 and I less than or equal to 2 and I plus plus. So I will first write printf. I can write something like details of student percentage d. Replace that percentage d with I plus 1. And each student is having those three details. So those I can print. So printf, I can write name of student is equal to percentage s. Replace that percentage s with s of I dot name, because s of I dot name has that value of name which is stored. So we'll just duplicate this line and edit the relevant parameters. Next one will be class of student. So we here will write percentage d and replace s of I dot name with class. And last one is the marks of the student. So marks of student is equal to percentage f, because it is a float. If you want to display only two decimal values, you write 0.2f, and here you display it with marks. And at last we'll just print as a to separate between different students. I'll just print few dotted lines just as a separation between different students. And yeah, just we can add here slash n also, so that everything prints in separate lines. So this was our code actually. I'll just try to show you in a single page the entire code. So this is our entire code in single page. So if you observe, first at the top we declared a structure. Then inside the main function we created an array of structure by writing s of 3. Then we wrote one for loop to accept the values. And then we wrote one more for loop to display those values, whichever was entered by the user. So we will run our code once and see the output. So as I run my code, it is now asking me the name, class and marks of student 1. So I'll enter names, for example, Saket, if that student is studying in 6th class, and marks. So for example, his percentage is 78.56. Next, I can enter Nitin. He is studying in 5th class and percentage, let me enter 56.12. And three times it will ask. So two times you have entered and this is the last time. And Rohit, and class, let us assume he is studying in 9th class and his percentage is 78.12. So once I hit enter, you will observe that the moment I hit enter, you will observe that the values start getting displayed like this. So first it displays uh, student 1, details of student 1 is this, details of student 2, and at the last it displays details of student 3. So hopefully you understood the code, and just try this in your compiler and try to run the code to get the output. Thank you.